Alright guys, today we're going to talk about Sieg. Now, I see a lot of people expressing their discontent about him being the main character. The Last Crow says, Sieg is literally the worst thing about the series. He is such a bland character. When Fate Apocrypha was announced to have an anime this year, Fate fans were hyped. The light novel is good. The concept of servants and masters being on two different factions, fighting and cooperating with each other was something appealing that was brought to the table. But the anime that's being done by Studio A1 Pictures is doing a terrible adaptation. So I want to know what y'all think. Is he good money? Is he bad money? The money that you don't touch? I'm going to start it off and you guys can keep it going. I really don't have a problem with Sieg himself per se. He actually orchestrates himself exactly how he's supposed to. It's his progression. That's my problem. It's anemic. I wish his development came in the form of PTSD flashbacks, or at the very least, they did some better structuring, because with him falling all over the place, I understand the sentiment, but it just ends up looking like quality meme material. I'm trying to figure out why he detested humans so much after Jack the Ripper. You knew this before. You knew they were flawed. From the moment you got out the tank. Hell, when he was in the tank, he saw what these people were doing to his brethren. His conception was founded upon these same ideas. It's almost as if that scene never happened. I don't know if he lost some of his memories. I know he did have that blackout in the woods when he merged with Siegfried, but even with that being said, he remembered everything else, so why not that? And at the end of the Jack episode, they go on to say, alright team, we did a good job, high five each other and walk off into the sunset. Like, no! There should be more trauma. I think that's another problem here. Everything is so glossed over, which is a completely different topic that I plan to cover as well, but everything is being glossed over, so when it comes time to care, it's hard to take it serious. The main theme he deals with is existentialism, which is a philosophical theory that we find our purpose after we get here and not the other way around. So we're born without purpose. Now, I think it's premeditated. I think we are born with purpose. For example, I've always liked art. When I was a kid, I used to draw. Now, don't get me wrong, these drawings were horrible. They were horrendous, okay? I wouldn't show that shit to a soul. I didn't see anybody do it. I didn't hear anybody do it. I didn't read comics as a kid. I watched cartoons, then take my favorite characters, add my own, and then make different little skits and short stories. Where was the influence there? There was none. That's my stance. Now, whether you pursue that goal or not is completely up to you. Your goal might be based on being a good ass parent. It don't gotta be anything crazy. Your goal might align with being the best consumer you can, you know? I talked about this in one of my other videos. Creators only work because of consumers. Without them, the creators have no legs to stand on. So when you think about it in that regard, the consumers are really more important than the damn creators. If nobody accepts your work, then your work is worthless. If you have a concert and nobody shows up, did you have a concert? I feel like there's a difference between what you find while you're here and what you're here for. 9 times out of 10, if you grow up in a religious family, you're going to turn out religious. Or it could be the complete opposite. You could grow up in a religious family and it has adverse effects and you turn out to be atheist. If you grow up around people doing certain things, you're probably going to gravitate toward those same things. That doesn't make it your purpose. That just makes it beneficial for you to connect with other people. But anyways, all of this goes back to Sieg. He has all of these people backing him up. Joan, Tsiah, Astolfo, Siegfried, and he's not really doing anything with it. See, with Joan, her purpose came before her existence. She used to hear these voices telling her to do particular things. That's why seeing into the future is one of her skills, because she literally had clairvoyance in real life. She had someone tell her what to do, so when she died at the stake, it wasn't really a problem, because she pretty much had guidance all throughout the way. She didn't search for this call, she didn't obsess over this call, she got the call and she picked up. He has his hand out asking her what he should do, and she can't tell him because it's not her life. Plus, she had help. Mordred can't tell him either, not only because it's not her life, but she doesn't know her damn self. To the point where Sieg is actually giving her external characterization because she took his question, pondered with it, and brought it back to Tsiah. I actually made this in Sieg's defense, but you know something? He is part of the problem. Because his theme, while it is an interesting conversation, that alone isn't enough to make him an interesting character, you know? And since that's all he has, that's what he's reduced to. Another problem people have is that he has no personality. He never develops a personality. He just walks around for 20 episodes asking questions. And that's true. That's not his fault. He's working with what the author gave him. He's a homunculus, but I mean, Irisville, Iliasville, Frankenstein, Mordred, I love them. So what's the excuse there? Before, I thought homunculi generally didn't have emotions, but apparently now he does because he took Siegfried's heart, which technically doesn't even make sense. Siegfried's a clone. He took the heart of a clone and now he has emotions. The fuck? Man, the more I think about this shit, the more pissed off I get. And maybe there's some type of underlying principle to how this should work, but I wouldn't know that because they don't explain shit. This is how they explained it in the show. Astolfo says, "Oh, don't worry about the fundamentals." Jones says, "Oh, this has never happened before." And that's it. For real? You potentially just told me to turn my brain off. I'm offended. I had to go on Type Moon Wiki just to understand what a possession servant is. Now it makes sense. I shouldn't have to do that. Now, I am a Apocrypha novel virgin. I'll admit it. Sue me, alright? I put my faith into the adaptation. Oh, what a mistake that was. I'm still gonna read the novels regardless though. I like the show don't tell format and writing. I really do. But if you're gonna do that, you gotta be specific. Because Fate is not simple. At all. If it was, there wouldn't be thousands of people in the comments asking questions about how this works when it should have been explained in the show. Hundreds of pages on the Type Moon Wiki at length about each subject, so on and so forth. So my response is, I think the adaptation is doing a bad job at contextualizing not only the characters, but the story itself. And Sieg is just another victim to that. It does what it can in the allotted time, but the problem is the allotted time isn't enough. It probably should have been twice as long minimum. So, drop those comments about existentialism. Do we come into this world with a premeditated goal, or do we find that goal while we're here? Do you think Sieg is a bad character, or is it something else? That about wraps it up. If you enjoyed the video, please like it up so we can get this trending. Feel free to add information as you see fit, and let me know what you guys think about it. It's your boy Tsiah. I'm out.